Shalom, brother. This is Hoshua. This is
Yisreal. Shalom, shalom, brothers.
Brothers, this is, as we titled it, Yisreal today. Primarily, what is going off into is our travels throughout the nation, and basically just trying to expose brothers to what's going on today in Israel. Let me let the brothers speak, Brother Special, what we've done. Tell us what we've done.
Well, basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to set up dialogue. Because when we talk about the nation of Yisreal, it's no nation right now, simply because of the fact that all we have is different isolated groups of individuals. And our past should teach us that the only way we're going to survive and prosper is be able to come together and be able to do things on a collective basis and speak with one voice when it's an issue of facing us as a nation of people, which we are. And so we're trying to open up some type of means of communications where brothers can come together and have some type of dialogue, whereas we can work together to achieve this. We're not going to become a nation of people overnight, but we hope that within due time we'll be able to stand up just like the other nations in the world and get our due respect.
And with the right amount of coverage, with the right amount of exposure. See, the significant thing is, brothers, that we become a nation once we have organization. If we don't have an organization, then how could we respond, or how could we say that we are a nation? When someone asks us we are the nation of Israel, how can we respond to them and saying, well, where is your government? Where is your economic structure? You see, a nation is built upon each household, and each household in turn makes, well, as we call it, a family. One family, another family, a following family produces a community. You see, and then each community, precincts, as we call them here, precincts, we have precinct captains. It's a basic structure that eventually forms into a government. You see, we do not have a government at this time. We are a Knesset here, a Knesset there, a family here, a family there. And we say that we are Israel as a nation. We are not Israel as a nation. We are collective different groups here and there. We will become Israel as a nation once we start to form the lines of communication with one another that will allow us to be able to conduct various events, to be able to come together on the things that we do agree upon. Me and this brother, we have our differences, you say,
okay.
But we worked out our differences to come to something that we agreed upon. If I didn't like what he is about, and he do not like what I am about, you see, then we would totally stay apart from one another, because our very meeting or very coming together would become destructive to both of us, you see. But if it's one factor that we do agree upon, then that one factor we will attempt to come together upon. You see what I'm saying? And this is a film that me and him agreed upon. Some people, the brothers say, oh, you and the brother Eliyahu, y'all brothers, y'all out there talking to the nation. See, yeah, because we agreed upon that. And we're putting this film together to let brothers know that if me and this brother can come together, then chiefs, brothers that have more experience, have more knowledge, should be able to come together.
Okay, because it's only a time. There are times right now, perilous times facing us as a people and a nation. And it's one thing about it for sure, it's not going to get any better. So we must have the wisdom of the end, like Solomon said, and not wait until times get rock bottom before we try to do something. Whereas we got time now to prepare, we should be wise like Joseph did when they was going to have the 7 years of plenty and the 7 years of famine. He came up with a plan, and so when the ordeal went off, It wasn't as bad, even though it was bad, it wasn't as bad as it would have been. And this is what we're trying to say. Because we know it's going to get rough. And we know unless we are prepared to deal with this, we're just not going to make it.
And we must organize.
Must organize.
You see, we must come together. This is not an issue of choice. This is an issue of force.
It's a life and death.
You know, what is the real? What's going on behind closed doors? You know, what's the real issue here? You know, a lot of us are Hebrews. We know that you know, we have searched out and we have traced out back, you know, scripture and history to be able to discern that certain things happen to us that put us into the category of being those people. Even this happening to us today. What's happening to our people in Israel? We constantly is bombarded with negative, I repeat, negative information, negative coverage, negative reports about the conduct and the activities of what's going on with our people. There are no positives in reference to coming from us. Who can expose? Who can produce? Who can represent our people other than us? It's written in the scriptures that we got some phone calls, brother. We're getting phone calls from various different brothers that's trying to give us information at this point in time. Because somebody picked that phone. We are trying to let brothers know and let brothers see what's happening in the nation today. We are trying to expose and conduct reporting that can allow brothers to be able to get into the closed doors, allow brothers to be able to see what's going on in their own neighborhood. Because another point, we have Hebrews in one area that are not exposed to Hebrews in another area. When do we become a nation? When we start talking. When can we start talking? When we start becoming aware of each other. If we are not aware of each other, how can we hold a dialogue with each other?